see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me, how beats beat up like a battle.
Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk back out with another video, and I got my co-host Chuck, Full Damage Miller.
What's up? What's up?
What up, guys? We're going to be talking about Chicago Bears OTA updates and giving our thoughts about it. But before we start this video, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest updates in regards to Chicago Bears news, and not only Chicago Bears news, but NFL news, NBA, whatever, dude. But let's dive into this video. So Chicago Bears, they just did their day two. Day one, the offense had the upper hand against the defense, but yesterday the Chicago Bears defense had the upper hand against the Chicago Bears offense. Caleb Williams and the offense struggled today. DJ Moore did play, but Keenan Allen, he did not was not in OTA practice. He did not volunteer in 707. Romo Dunze did not volunteer. So Caleb Williams pretty much worked with Velus Jones, Dante Pettis, and I think Gerald Evans was in practice on 707s. And so far, Caleb Williams, he mightily struggled. He had multiple incompletions. He almost had a turnover against Jalen Johnson. And pretty much Kevin Byard would just kind of put him to the side and say, hey, man, this is going to be a battle. It'll be one thing if Caleb Williams tore up the defense. That would be definitely a concern. But based on reports that we're seeing, I mean, the Chicago Bears defense, I mean, is going to be looking elite this upcoming season.
Absolutely.
And yeah, guys. And so, Chuck, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this so far, about, you know, with Caleb Williams going through his early season struggles, you know, so far, and how this is going to bode well for the future in more practices.
So you want to get my thoughts on this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on out there, KO Sports Talk land? Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let your friends know that we are on the air talking Bears.
Yes, sir.
How can you see the cloud? Here's my thoughts on Caleb Williams' struggle. See the shirt, people? Hakuna Matata is what it says. You Lion Kings fans, you know this phrase very well. And what does this phrase mean? It means no worries. There ain't nothing to worry about, y'all. He is a rookie in his first OTA, in his first everything at the NFL level, against his first diving in against the professionals, the best of the best, the creme de la creme at their craft, the NFL level of competition. So, of course, he's going to have growing pains. He's going to have struggles. There's going to be some days where Caleb don't look like we should have spent that number one pick on him at all, or anybody in the draft for that matter, that number one pick at all. But this is a part of the growing of a young rookie quarterback. This dude is going to get better. Bears fans, trust and believe me, you have absolutely nothing to worry about when it comes to Caleb Williams. This dude will come around, but this is a part of the growing pains, Go. This is what they're going to go through. You know what I mean? Rookies are going to go through this. There's not going to be a rookie in nobody's training camp that's going to come in there and just light the defense up. And like you alluded to, Go, if your rookie QB does come in there and his first time in OTAs, he lights your defense up, you have bigger concerns on the defensive side of the ball than you do on the offensive side. One thing people fail to realize, and Bears fans, we should know this from watching us play last year, that over the last 8 games of the season, this defense that Caleb Williams is now practicing against in OTAs was the number one defense in the NFL over the last 8 games of the season. So he's coming up against staunch competition, stiff competition to begin with, just in the 7-on-7 drills. And like you also pointed out, Coach, he only had one of his playmaking receivers that was out there. That was DJ Moore. There was no Keenan Allen. There was no Roma Dunze. And he had a couple of offensive linemen that were not there too. Nate Davis.
Nate Davis was
Darnell Wright, you know.
Yeah, he wasn't there too.
Those things factor in. But Bears fans, this is absolutely nothing to worry about. We're glad that Caleb Williams is taking his lumps in the OTAs. Take all your abuse, take all your lumps, have all your tough times in practice, have all your tough times against this tough defense, so that when you get on the field against your actual opponents in the games that really count, you'll be prepared. The thing that makes great players great is the
Preparation
that they go up against. And if you're not
preparation.
proper preparation, they say prevents poor performance. If you're not being pushed when you're preparing for games, you're not going to be ready for the impact that the other team can have on you in a game. I love this. This puts me in the mind of Scottie Pippen having to compete and go up against Michael Jordan every day in practice. Jordan would kill Pippen in those practices. He would beast him, but because he was running up against Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time, arguably, it made Scottie Pippen that much more better when he got on the court against everybody else. Because the other competition that he was running up against that wasn't named Michael Jordan was lesser competition than Michael Jordan was. Jordan was the toughest competition he was ever going to face. And because of that, it made him an all-world defender. It made him a
top 50 player of all time.
I mean, come on. This is how you get better. You get better by being pushed, by someone putting a demand on your skill set, by, the pressure, to produce under the gun, and this is what this is. Bears fans, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. The rest of the league better get worried, because if he figures it out against this defense, it's going to be hell to tell the captain for the rest of the league.
It's going to be hell to pay for the rest of the NFL.
You got that right.
And like I said, I mean, last year, I think I even mentioned this. Yeah, proper preparation prevents poor execution. You saw last year that this team wasn't really prepared with Justin Fields. Like the first couple games, man, like they just did not seem prepared. Like the wide receivers weren't getting into their position. There weren't the right players, and you definitely saw that. But now, I mean, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself, but
go ahead, bro.
You definitely see that this offense is looking a little bit more different. Now, granted, this is still early, but Caleb Williams, is a good thing that Caleb Williams is getting these early season struggles because he's going up against the best defense, in my opinion, the best defense in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. Top 3 defense at least. You have the best secondary. The secondary is elite. I mean, look at the backfield. You got Jalen Johnson, who they just signed. He was number 1 according to PFF in terms of press coverage. You got Kyler Gordon, one of the best nickelbacks in the league. He's going to be one of the best nickelbacks. You got Kevin Byard, who played as one of the top safeties with the Philadelphia Eagles. Absolutely. Oh, he was a top safety with the Titans, And, the reason his play wasn't as good with the Philadelphia Eagles because, they went through so many injuries, with their defense and also with their secondary too. That's why, they drafted Quinyon Mitchell. I think he's from Penn State or whatever. And Kevin Byard, now he's going to be playing with a lot of these secondaries. He's going to be playing with Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon,
Tyreek Henderson, Terrell Smith,
Terrell Smith, all these guys.
Jaquan
Brisker is turning to be an all-pro safety. All these studs on this backfield, and not to mention, I even mentioned their linebackers with T.J. Edwards. T.J. Edwards led the league last year, I believe, in tackles last year, and then you have an all-pro linebacker and I'm forgetting his name now. The one with the dreads. Tremaine Edmonds. Yes. Tremaine Edmonds. I'm sorry, guys. Tremaine Edmonds. And then let's not forget their front seven, Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat. They're not even done addressing, maybe they might sign Calais Campbell, if everything goes well, with the offseason cuts. They might drop Larry Borum, with their offseason cut and probably sign Calais Campbell or bring back what's his name? Yannick Ngakoue. They're not done addressing it, and
a little birdie told me, Coach, that the Bears have this guy on their radar, Emmanuel Ogbah.
Emmanuel Ogbah. Yeah,
from the
Emmanuel
Miami
Ogbah.
Dolphins. Yeah, so
He was a very solid player with the Miami Dolphins.
the
He was a very
Bears
solid player.
supposedly are close to signing him from the Miami.
Well, right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, bro. That's what my sources are telling me, people. Don't question my sources. No.
Yeah, so Emmanuel Ogbah, I mean, last year he was very solid with the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna look at his stats right now. Yeah, I mean, last year is pretty solid. I mean, he had 5 sacks last year, 20 total tackles, 7 solo, 13 assists. But let's look at some of his career stats so far. But yeah, so far, I mean, yeah, he's been solid throughout his career. He had a couple sacks, close to 10 sacks. With Miami, he almost had 10 sacks in 2021 and 2020. 2023 was not so good. But overall, he's a solid player. He's not very splashy, but he's very solid. He's very a solid player.
Absolutely.
Especially with our depth. With us having Austin Booker, he can learn from Austin Booker. Austin Booker can learn from him if we do sign him, and then he can also learn from Montez Sweat. Austin Booker, he's a project, but this guy has so much potential. And then you have the second year of Javon Dexter. Javon Dexter, I believe he's going to take that next step to becoming that 3-tech type of player.
That was one thing that did come out of the OTAs, that where praises were coming from one side of the ball. They were praising Javon Dexter's performance in the 7-on-7s, bro. And the coaches were raving about how this guy was performing in the trenches. And I'm gonna tell you something, Go. I hear all of these so-called pundits and outsiders who think they really know football and halfway don't. I'm gonna put it like that. They keep talking about the Bears need another defensive tackle. What do we need another defensive tackle at when we just drafted 2 and then we signed a big guy in the offseason last season? I don't see where that's a depth situation. That's a depth need situation. We don't need another defensive tackle. We got big Andrew Billings to sit in there and lay on anybody who wants to run up in that hole, and he is a mountain to move. And then you got Javon Dexter, who learned from Yannick Ngakoue to get the chop cross, to put that in the mix of his game, where he's already strong, quick, and fast off the line. You still got Zach Pickens, who's in development, who's going to get better. These guys are more than enough, I think, to anchor the center of our defense. And you're rotating DeMarcus Walker in and out of edge and defensive tackle. So you're talking about 4 people, 4 bodies that are capable of filling. And
Austin Booker too.
Yeah, well, Austin Booker is going to be exclusively an edge rusher, I believe. I believe that
you're right.
They're going to use him in the vein of like they did, like Lovie Smith's 2006 defense did Mark Anderson when they got him from the University of Alabama. Mark Anderson was an exclusive edge rusher. The Bears only used him exclusively in passing situations, and the guy ended up with 10 sacks for the season. And, he ended up with 10 sacks for the season. Had a great rookie year with the Bears as a result of that. So, I think that's the way they're going to implement Austin Booker. If they're smart, you use him in that regard. Because speed rushing, he's got that. He's got Ben. He's fast. He's strong. He can get to the quarterback, and that's what you want in passing situations. You want somebody that can get to the quarterback in passing situations. So, but I don't think we have a depth issue.
No, we don't.
That's a sidebar thing, but my point
that's what the media paints, and then that's why we're here for, guys. That's why I created my channel, because a lot of the narratives that the Chicago Bears, especially when it comes to Chicago Bears media, they just want to spin this narrative like, oh, Chicago Bears defense is weak at depth. Oh, we don't have a 3-tech. We need to get like a big name. They feel like they need to get a big, flashy type of big name, but no, we got bodies over here, man. We got depth. We got Andrew Billings, who could clog up the middle. I mean, like you said, we just drafted 2 defensive tackles in Zach Pickens and Javon
Two
Dexter.
very
Javon
good
Dexter,
defensive tackles.
two very good defensive
not
tackles.
trash players. These guys.
Yeah,
can
this is
play
from the
games.
SEC. Javon Dexter came from the SEC. You know how tough the SEC is.
Absolutely.
And now he's going into his second year.
And
Within
Zach
his
Pickens was a
development.
dog at South Carolina, bro.
He was a dog at South Carolina, and he's gonna have another second year of development. With this defense, and of course you got Montez Sweat, who was the first player to lead the team to lead two teams in sack production. And he's coming off a Pro Bowl season. He was a Pro Bowl season. He was an All-Pro this past season. And then you have an All-Pro in Jalen Johnson. So I mean, this is going to be good for the defense. I feel like the defense is going to take another step in becoming a top 5, top 3 defense in this entire league, man. So
let me go on record. Let me go on record, my brother, as saying this. I think it's pretty safe to say that the Chicago Bears defense, the coaching staff, I'm gonna say the organization, the GMs, what have you. I think it's pretty safe to say that we've got the defensive side of the ball figured out over here, bro. I don't think we're gonna have a problem defensively, probably throughout the entirety of Ryan Poles' tenure as general manager here with the Chicago Bears. I think that side of the ball we're good. I think the side of the ball we're good.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, what's going on? Meech, I see you out there.
Don,
VV, what's going on, bro? Say, hoping Dexter progresses. We need homegrown talent. Free agency, not always the solution. Hope the kids show progression in year 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Meech. I think you hit a great point. We'll talk, by the way, brother. But yeah, I think he hits a great point that we don't all the time need to go run the free agency and pay wads of money to cats to come over here and put this team together. I mean, look at how they built this defense so far, bro. Majority of this was built from within.
From the draft.
Draft picks, yeah. You're talking about Kyler Gordon. You're talking about Jaquan Brisker, Jack Sanborn, Javon Dexter, who we just mentioned, Zach Pickens. You're talking about a lot of key
Demetrius.
Tyreek Henderson, and who else is that? Terrell Smith.
Yeah.
The majority of your defensive starters are draft picks, bro. And if you draft properly, you don't have the problem of worrying about having enough money to go around for everybody. Because those draft picks, they come with small price tags in reference to how much more you may have to go and pay, other players, free agents, and what have you. The price tag that we gave to Montez Sweat, that we gave to Tremaine Edmonds, that we gave to TJ Edwards, we didn't have to worry about that with the rest of the defense, bro. Now, that's not going to always be like that. These guys are playing at a very high level. If success comes to the extent that the Bears wanted to come, that the Bears brass wanted to come, then ultimately what's going to happen is these guys are going to get pricey, and some of them are going to outprice themselves off of this team and probably go elsewhere. But for now, we are well put together, bro. And I love what we're doing right now. I love it, bro.
Yeah, I definitely love it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, like what you said. I mean, like what Rowan Poles kind of alluded to, like we got to build from the draft, and he's been doing that. I mean, not only the defensive side, but I mean, look at the offensive side, what he's done too. I mean, he's drafted Darnell Wright. He's drafted Caleb Williams. He's drafted Rome Odunze. I mean, Cole, even though he wasn't, there during Cole Kmet's time being drafted, Cole Kmet, he gave him that. He's a draft pick. He's a homegrown draft pick. I mean, this is what his plan was. I mean, trying to develop homegrown talent, and it's not only you just trying to sign every free agent out there or big name out there, that's going to just pan out. You need a mix of veteran and draft pick talent in order to be successful with this team. I mean, and then look at what he did with Keenan Allen. He got a 4th-round pick for Keenan Allen, a 4th-round pick for a 6-time Pro Bowler. Now, granted, I get it. Yeah, he's 31 years old, but I don't think he's gonna fall off he's not gonna take a dip.
Keenan Allen is the most skilled 31-year-old wide receiver I think I've ever seen, bro. That guy is phenomenal at getting off the line, getting open. And I keep reminding all of the opponents and naysayers of this NFC North division, in case they keep forgetting.
Look at Dunbar, he's talking trash.
Keenan Allen owns the NFC North. You don't believe me? Go look at his numbers against the Packers, against the Bears, against the Lions, against the Minnesota Vikings. That dude is hell to tell the captain to shut down in this division. I haven't seen one team in this division yet that's figured out how to shut down Keenan Allen. Against the Green Bay Packers with Jair Alexander, 17 catches in one game, bro. It's ridiculous. Show me who's shutting Keenan Allen down in this division, and I'll show you a miracle from God, because it's not happening.
Right. And Keenan Allen, he doesn't rely solely on his athleticism. I mean, if you look at a lot of like these past wide receivers who just kind of flash out after 31, 32, 33, like you look at like certain players like Terrell Owens or what's that other player? Randy Moss. They rely too much on their athleticism. And you can't rely too much on their athleticism, because if you rely too much on the athleticism, you got younger guys who's going to catch up to you, you know, who are going to be young, who's going to be much more faster than you, just as fast, and you're not going to break that separation. Keenan Allen.
I'm going to pump my brakes a little bit.
I'm dead serious.
You just mentioned, though, but come on, man. Randy Moss,
they rely too much.
OTA, bro. Come on, man.
They rely too much on their. I'm being honest. You want to be honest?
I hear you, bro. I hear you, but I just think, you know, you got maybe a little haze still in the eyes, bro. We talking about Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, bro.
But think about it. Randy Moss, he retired when he was 33.
All-world renowned great, bro.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, right? But I mean, after 30, he started like plateauing. He started plateauing. I'm telling you the truth.
So what are we talking about when you say he started plateauing? We talking about Randy or we talking about T.O.?
Randy. Well, both of them actually.
I don't think Randy ever plateaued. I think he just got tired and left the game. I just never saw Randy Moss fall off, bro. I never saw it. Now, T.O., I can say that because T.O., I can say he plateaued off because T.O. started dropping passes, which is something he never did. His hands just left. You know, I don't know what it was, but, you know, his hands just left. But, yeah, bro, but I get your point on Keenan Allen, though. I get your point.
Yeah,
I just don't
he relies.
Do right dudes.
He's a great route runner, though. I mean, look at his route runner.
Bro.
I mean, he doesn't just solely rely on just his speed, because a lot of wide receivers rely on their speed, and like I get it. There's some route running involved, but you definitely see it on the field. Like some of these wide receivers rely too much, like on their athleticism and speed. And Keenan Allen, he's a route tactician. I mean,
yeah.
And I think his game definitely is gonna, you know, go well into his 30s. Yeah.
Not only is he a great route runner, but he's a tactician is at getting off the line, Cove. I've never seen a guy who can dissect how to beat a guy off the line of scrimmage like this guy does, bro. Keenan Allen is not the fastest receiver in NFL history. He's not the strongest receiver in NFL history. He's not the biggest receiver in NFL history. But in terms of craftiness, this dude trying to stop him on the line, this dude's almost like trying to hit Floyd Money Mayweather in a boxing match, bro. It is virtually impossible to stop this guy and hold him on the line. Keenan's getting off that line, bro. You are not stopping him. So when he's done moving and shaking and dancing right there in front of you, you're going to be left on your spot. And that guy's up the field. You're gonna be trying to figure out how the heck did he do that? How does he keep doing it? Because he keeps doing it over and over and over again. And there's nothing that you can do. And when you make the adjustment one way, he goes the other way. So what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with that? There's a couple other things that I was sharing with my nephew. What's going on, T.O.? I know you're out there somewhere, bro. I was sharing with my nephew, T.O., and with my guy, Slim, a.k.a. Mr. Ray Pitts, that is one thing that when I look at the Bears, the Chicago Bears receiving core, here we go. Not going to do this. Watch yourself, Don. Too early in the morning, bro. Too early in the morning. Watch yourself. But, yeah, one thing that I share with them is that the Bears receiving core may not be the fastest. We may not be the strongest. We may not be the most elite in terms of deep ball, deep balls down the field, whatever. But one thing we will lead this league in, I believe, and this is my projection, my hot take, I believe the Bears receiving core will lead the league in receptions because we have a receiving core that wins 50-50 balls. These guys don't drop passes. DJ Moore does not drop passes. The dude had, like 2 drops last year or something like that, if you can count that many. Keenan Allen, he doesn't drop passes. When that ball hits his hands, it's like glue stick is on his hands. He's got it, and it's not coming out, bro. And Roman Dunze, he led all of college football in 50-50 balls. 50-50 balls, for those of y'all that don't know, is jump balls. It's where the ball is thrown up, and there's an opportunity for either the wide receiver to get it or the defensive back to get it. And in those situations, Roman Dunze led all of college football. What he was like 44% in jump balls or what have you, 50-50 balls.
I think it was like 56%.
56%. That tells me this guy is not dropping anything when it comes to him. And if we catch when we're supposed to, guess what? It's going to be hell to tell the captain to stop this offense. You to be a dominant defense or to win games in the NFL, you got to have, along with your skill set and your talent and your defensive abilities and what have you, playmaking abilities, you got to have a little bit of luck, as they like to say. A couple of fortuitous bounces. You need every once in a while a receiver that's wide open to drop a pass to give you a break. So you can say, whoa, we missed it that time, or we'll get it next time. We're not going to let that happen again. You need that opportunity. And these 3 guys, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roman Dunze, they aren't going to give you too many of those opportunities. You're not going to get too many of those. And if we're not dropping passes, we're going to be tough to stop offensively, bro. We're going to be tough to stop offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
for sure.
if I could add one more thing in here, but I want to shift a little bit here. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about the defensive side of the ball in the OTAs. And, I know everybody's hollering about Caleb Williams, and he struggled in the OTAs. He's supposed to struggle against a dominant defense. Yes, we are dominant. I'm putting that out there.
Yeah, we are.
But,
yes, we are.
But on the flip side of the ball, Coach, where are you on Braxton Jones as the left tackle? Because I also heard that he had a bad game against in the OTA. He had a bad practice in the 7-on-7s. And it's not just been this practice, because I'm not going to harp on just one practice. But I don't know that I've been sold on Braxton Jones, bro, at the left tackle. I know this is Ryan Poles' guy. He likes him. He thinks he's progressing. There are people say the numbers say he's progressing. But, Coach, I really don't see a sure thing right now in Braxton Jones at the left tackle. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I get the concern. I definitely get it, especially, with the fact that, last year he's dealt with injuries, with the neck injury. And I think that's why he drafted Kieran Amagaji, because he wants competition at that left tackle. I don't think Braxton Jones has gotten the left tackle position locked up. I think he wants competitions primarily all around the offensive line, particularly, with Nate Jones. Nate Jones did not practice today, and that's also somewhat of a cause of a concern, but
you mean Nate Davis?
Nate Davis.
Okay.
Nate Davis, and I think that's why, we got some of the picks, with Coleman Shelton and Ryan Bates, because some of these guys, they're very versatile within the offensive line. Ryan Bates, he could play left guard or right guard. He can even play center. Coleman Shelton, same as well. He could play center. And then you got Kieran, who could pretty much play all positions. He said, like, put me wherever you want me to put me, whether it be left tackle, left guard, right guard. We definitely have guys who are very versatile, within the offensive line. So, with Braxton Jones, for me, really, he kind of struggled with the bull rush because that's really has been his problems just with the bull rush. That's something that he definitely needs to work on his anchor. Going toward, the end of like last year, yeah, he had some struggles, but he really didn't give up like that crazy amount of pressures. I'm not too specifically worried about him, but like I am worried about his bull rush and his anchor. He definitely does need to get better with his anchor. He definitely does. Don't get me wrong, he has to. But I think that's the fact that we have competition. Competition breeds success. And I think that's going to push him. I think that's going to probably light a fire under his belly. And it's going to push him to be better.
Coach,
hopefully it does make him better. Hopefully it does make him better.
Yeah, I contend, Coach, that one of the reasons that his numbers got better at the end of last year, quote unquote, it is because the rest of the Chicago Bears, almost the entirety of the Chicago Bears offensive line, was complete trash last year. Lucas Patrick is garbage. He was old, over the hill. That whatever he had that got him here to Chicago, he no longer had it. Cody Whitehair turned out to be a big.
He was a wash.
Yeah, he was washed. Larry Borum, he didn't give me anything to hang my hat on, and so
Jatari Carter at times had to come in.
Jatari Carter, he's a nice backup, but that's all he really is a backup. But I contend that the reason why Braxton Jones' numbers look better going toward the end of the year was because the rest of the line was so trash that all the defense had to do was run stunts to get right on around him and to get right on through the other guys to come in and put pressure on Justin Fields. So I don't know that from the eye test, and then I watched Braxton Jones with the eye test. I don't know that from the eye test that I see a guy that's getting stronger at the position. I understand, everybody goes through growing pains. Everybody's got something to work on. You can enhance and you can get better in your technique. But I don't know if this is happening fast enough for me. I'm really curious to see what happens to this offensive line once Karen Omega G gets healthy from his injury and comes out there, bro. I really want the Bears to give this guy a real shot at that left tackle position. I'm in love with the comment that he made when he was being interviewed after being drafted by the Bears. A reporter asked him, what did he think about the opportunity of playing along with Caleb Williams? His response was simply, he will never be touched on my watch. That's what you want your left tackle to say. You want to hear that guy is going to guard his QB with his life, bro. With his life. That's that kind of
every inch of his life, bro. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like if his life was on the line, he would guard him. Yeah.
So I can't wait till this kid gets healthy. I want to see what he looks like, because I think just like with the QB position, Chicago Bears fans are unfamiliar with what a real QB looks like at that position. I think it's the same thing with our left tackle, bro. Since James Big Cat Williams left here, I don't think we know what that looks like, bro. We haven't had a staunch left tackle on this team since James Big Cat Williams left here. He was our left tackle for the 2006 Super Bowl Chicago Bears, people, just in case you don't know.
I think all the way to like 2011 or something, or 2012 or 2011.
He was here for a nice long run, and he was great. He was huge. Or number 71.
James Big Cat Williams, man. And he had that deep voice, too. He just sounded like a giant. That guy sounded like a giant, bro.
Yeah. So you were not coming through him, but yeah, Bears fans, don't worry. We got nothing to worry about. Caleb's going to figure it out, people. He'll be better. And wait till you see him with all his offensive weapons. He only had, one or two out there? Wait till you see him with all these offensive weapons. It'll definitely get better.
And speaking of the coaching staff, kind of alluded to is throwing stuff. The coaching staff are throwing a lot of the offensive playbook already at Caleb Williams. According to Sean Hammond on Twitter, Matt Eberflus said, "We're not holding back. We're giving him a lot of information. We're giving him the whole entire offense. And it's like, to me, that's kind of like take what you can give, or kind of like learning on the fly. Based on from what I heard from that response from Matt Eberflus, it's just like he's just kind of like learning through his lumps, learning through the growing pains, because
Absolutely.
I mean, like Shane Waldron, like I said, prior to
You mean our head coach, Shane Waldron, that guy?
yeah, that guy, Shane
Yeah,
Waldron,
our
not
head
Matt
coach.
Eberflus. Prior to him being drafted, he already gave him the playbook, and he was learning the playbook, and so I think Caleb Williams, like I said, proper preparation before poor execution. I think the fact that they're already giving him starter reps, with the ones, and him learning the playbook. I think this is a great sign, for his development, and him giving him like just the whole offense, so he could grasp, what type of routes that they're going to run, what certain techniques, that's going to be run, the certain cadences that's going to be run when they're running certain offensive plays within the playbook. And so,
this let me say this, go. This Bears coaching staff / administration, brass, organization, the leaders, whatever you, they had better count their blessings that a kid like Caleb Williams is the guy that they're dumping all this on, because Caleb Williams is a gym rat, so to speak, when it comes to the game of football. So dumping on him, giving him a lot of homework, it can work with this kid. Other QBs, you might be hard-pressed to do that with. Rookie QBs, you might be hard-pressed to do that with, because you could overload them. But this staff has a propensity to always do things way to the extreme, the one way or the other. Last year, they did the same thing with Justin Fields. They changed his footing position on the field, had him standing with his left foot forward in shotgun snaps instead of his right foot forward, which is what he's always done.
He's used to
doing. They had him dropping back and trying to turn a running athletic QB into Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes you just gotta let these kids be who they are and let them learn. Caleb Williams, if he was any other QB in this draft, I would be concerned about them dumping the entire book on him and holding nothing back in his rookie season. But because it's Caleb Williams, I believe this kid loves challenges. I believe he relishes the pressure of it. I think this dude thrives in these types of situations. I think he's the one guy that could thrive in this and will be the better for it in the long run. That guy doesn't go out. He doesn't party. He's not hanging out in the streets and all of that. This dude is diving into playbooks. Why? Because he really wants to be the greatest quarterback of all time. This dude wants to be the best of the best. And that's what you love from your QB. He's a nerd. He's square. He's not hip. You're not going to see him in the nightlife on the town too much and none of that type of stuff.
You're not going to see him at Tao's nightclub.
Exactly. But on the field, on Sunday, you're going to love that this is the guy with his painted fingernails on your field. You're going to love this kid.
And it's going to say FGB.
All day, every day. All day, every day. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, yeah, if it was just any other QB, like I like Jaden Daniels or Drake May or JJ McCarthy, it'll be too much for them, It'll be a lot. It'll be a lot to learn.
Yeah, to dump on them like that, giving them the entirety of the playbook. People, I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys actually, follow like former athletes who on Twitter and got podcasts and what have you. But if you go listen to these former QBs like Chase Daniels and
Dan Orlovsky, did you see that playbook he sent? That huge playbook?
They're breaking out playbooks from their days of playing.
I'm gonna see if I can
from the
bring it
Houston,
up.
Texas. This playbook, Chase Daniels is showing his playbook from when he played with the New Orleans Saints. All of the vernacular and the different calls and the different language, because QBs and football has its own language all itself, people. The QB language.
Let me show you. I got this up. I'm gonna pull it up.
The QB language would be complete gibberish to us everyday laymen. And if you're not used to that, it will lose you in the shuffle. I promise you, it will lose you in the shuffle. Put the volume on it, bro.
Hold on. Man, my gosh.
Big it is and how many pages. Some of it might be digital. What do we talk about all the time when it comes to rookies and playing in the NFL? How quick
larger, bro?
Learn and then go apply the playbook. And I thought it was cool for everyone to understand kind of what that process is for these rookies. First of all, most NFL teams will take their offensive playbook, the whole thing, front to back, and install it, teach it from start to finish on 3 different occasions. The first install would be rookie minicamp. Teach the whole thing to them. The second install will be mandatory minicamp when everybody, the whole team is there. And then the third install will be at the start of training camp. Now, why do they do that 3 different times? Now, first of all, when you're installing it in rookie minicamp, you're trying to give your rookies every piece of information, overwhelm them. You're trying to see how much they can take in, how much they can handle, how much can they take from a meeting room onto the field, because that gives you a little bit of an idea of who can play and then what you have to learn. I think the second thing is you're trying to make sure that those rookies, by really like the beginning of the season, but certainly the middle of the season, have seen and heard your playbook so many different times that they can recall stuff. Because you're not going to go over that same. You might install something in an August for the third time, and you might not call it till November. So make sure that there's that recall, and then you're trying to see who's going to be able to help your football team mentally. So that's the first understanding. 3 different times the rookies will learn their playbooks. Now, again, this might be digital, but look how big it is. Now, when it comes to the install, you'll start at the very basics. Like you take this book, and it will start with general terminology, and that general terminology might be just some words that get used for them to be able to talk football throughout the whole install process, okay? And then you go to the huddle for these quarterbacks specifically. Not every huddle is the same in the NFL. Some quarterbacks stand in a certain area. Some receivers stand in a certain area. Some receivers and tight ends break the huddle at a certain point. How many different times do they say the play? How many different times do they say the cadence? So learning that huddle in the NFL, the cadence, what I just talked about. Look at all these different cadences that you can go through. Quick, long count, on 1, on 2, on 3. So how many different cadences does your offense want to use, and can you use with that rookie quarterback? Personnel groupings, that's who's on the field, right? Look at all these different personnel groupings that you got to be able to learn from your coaches and whatnot. And then you'll go to different kinds of variations of that, right? So you're trying to make sure that you're giving all these guys all this information to see how much they can handle. The splits, the different kinds of splits is where these receivers or tight ends or backs are going to line up depending on what the formation call is and the huddle. And then you go to some of the motions, what word or phrase tells who to be the motion guy and where he's going to start and where he's going to end up. And then all the different shifts, you line up in one thing, and then, again, a word or a phrase makes you move. And then the route tree, what route is called what? Is it a number? Is it a digit? What changes the route? All these different variations.
Different terminology.
Alerts, route alerts, what route could be, depending on what the defense is run or what tag is part of that offense. So there's that, okay? That's just getting to the line of scrimmage, essentially. All that information that you give your guys. And the rookie quarterbacks have to know that inside and out to actually operate, right? And then you go into your installation. And then it's day 1 install. And here's day 1 install. That's day 1, okay? And then you get to that's day 1 passes, day 1 pass protection, day 1 runs. And then you get into day 2. And so this is really 8 days of your offensive playbook getting completely installed, right? And so you will do that in rookie minicamp. How much can you actually take onto the field? And then you'll do that again at mandatory minicamp. Are you a little bit better than you were in rookie minicamp when it comes to all the different things that we have to know? And then they'll do it again in training camp. Okay, can we actually go? Are you a viable option for us to play on Sundays this season? And so I thought it was really cool and really important for everyone to understand, like, look how big this is. This is all that these rookies have to learn for those coaches to trust. Hey, you can go impact the game for us and put you on the field. And specifically for the quarterbacks, they got to know this thing inside and out. And they'll have 3 opportunities really to learn it and grasp it. And just to remind everybody, we're talking about general terminology. We're talking about the huddle, the cadence, the personnel groups, the formations, the splits, the motions, the shifts, the route trees, the route alerts, and then the plays. A lot to handle.
Yeah, just like what he said, the general terminologies, the routes, the splits, the motion plays that they have to run, the trick plays that they have to run. And this is all terminologies that they have to learn not only through OTAs, they got to learn it through training camp, through training camp, right before games. They want to make sure that you know it like maybe a week before games. Like, can you grasp it? Will you be able to know these terminologies before the coaches even calls a play? So from now up until like maybe like November, okay, if they call a play, you'll instantly know, okay, this is what we're going to be running, like this route tree that we're going to be running. Okay, we're going to be running this Y route tree. We're going to be running this motion set. We're going to be running this trips formation. We're going to be running like a hot route. This is all the stuff that a QB has to learn, and yeah, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot for a rookie to take in, and this is what you have to learn. Yeah, this is what they have to learn.
And this is why, to all you armchair QBs and all you armchair coaches who think that it's cool to call QBs garbage and say that they're terrible and what have you, let me tell you all something. Until you have lined up and had to process all of that information at that position, at the quarterback position, and had to read a defense along with that to know what in all of that information that Dan Orlovsky just let you know that the QB has to know until you've had the responsibility of processing all that information
and actually playing the QB position.
Because the QB coach, it is his responsibility more so than any other player on that field, on that offense, to know what those plays are and how to set them up. The onus is not as much on the wide receivers or the running backs or the offensive line, for that matter, the tight ends or what have you. The onus is more so on the QB than anybody else because he is the captain of the ship. He's got to tell that ship which way to sail. He got to tell it which way to go. He got to steer it in the way that it should go, and he's got to have all that information down pat. And then when he comes to the line of scrimmage, after giving the play call to the players, now he's got to look at their defense and see if the defense is going to allow that play to work. And if he doesn't see that the defense is going to allow that play to work, now he's got to audible. He's got to make an adjustment. He's got to change something.
He has to call certain cadences to make adjustments.
And he's got, get this, people, what was he have? 25 seconds to get all this figured out? What is the
20 seconds? 20. He got at least 30 seconds. At tops, 30 seconds. At tops, 30.
It's 25 to 40 seconds in totality. I think when you first get out, there's 40 seconds. And then after that, it's 25.
Like when they're in the actual line of scrimmage is 25 seconds. Yes.
So he's got that minimal amount of time to figure all this out. And then when the ball is snapped, now he's got to execute the play. He's got to make it
post-snap motion, right?
He's got to make it work now. So before you ever call an NFL QB garbage, understand that if you were standing in that man's same shoes, you probably wouldn't be able to get past the first play call without this being stumped out. Also, another side point here, I've listened to Chase Daniels talk about this very same thing because he loved Dan Orlovsky's point. Chase Daniels is a former quarterback from the NFL. He was actually here with the Chicago Bears for a couple of years and was a great backup for us. Chase Daniels points out that when the plays are being called, it's in the headset, that's inside of the helmet, the QB's helmet. That play is being called from the offensive coordinator on the sideline into the QB's helmet. He said that the play, the way they have those microphone systems set up, that QB has less than 15 seconds to get that information. So, they're talking about Charlie Wright, Wilson over route, line 3, Omaha, this, snake 5, bite, whatever.
Zelo, kilo, X-ray, or something like that. Yeah.
Right. They're calling this play out, and the QB only has 10 to 15 seconds to get that information in his ear. And sometimes those play calls are so long until it cuts off in the headset. So in the middle of what the offensive coordinator is sharing with him that he wants the play call to be, the microphone cuts off. It tunes out so that you can't hear anything. So that means that the QB has to know what the rest of that play is from memory.
Yeah.
So he got to have it up here already. So when the coach says this, that, and the third, and it gets cut off,
instantly will know what play is being run.
40 right, X, Y, square, and then all of a sudden it's cut off. He's got to be able to process. Oh, okay. So he's talking about this play. He's got to get that to the players. He got to get everybody lined up properly, get everybody in the proper position. He got to look at the defensive front. He got to adjust his line in front of him to make sure that the protection is such that he can set up and get ready to throw down the field or whatever he's about to do. And then he's got to snap the ball. He's still got to execute the play. You have never played QB. Don't tell me nothing about, QBs being garbage. You ain't never played that position. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. That's a lot. That's a lot.
What's going on, Eric? How you doing,
coach on the field. What's going on, Eric? Don't speak to him, Eric. Don is not. He's not cool. Do not speak to Don. No, do not speak to Don. Nah, he all right, Eric. Sometimes he all right, bro. But yeah, until you play the QB position, I'm hard pressed to listen to anybody tell me that QBs are garbage. That is a tough position to play. This is why when you see a QB that's playing phenomenal, say like a Patrick Mahomes, this is why he's rated as brilliant. This is why they get the MVP awards like Lamar Jackson. This is why, they make all the big bucks. This is why they're the highest paid players in the NFL, because you're asking this guy to be a coach on the field. You're asking him to be the captain of the ship. You're asking him to be your best offensive weapon. You're asking this guy to do a lot. You're asking him to do a lot and steer the ship. And you're asking him to bear the brunt of the responsibility when things don't go right. When a play is not run properly. When a wide receiver misreads which route he's supposed to be running on the route tree, and he goes the wrong way and he throws an interception. Nobody wants to hear that the wide receiver went the wrong way. They want to look at that quarterback and ask him, what the heck did you do wrong, and why did you throw that interception? That's what they want. Until you play that position, people, you can't talk about no QB in the NFL. This is why, when people get down on different quarterbacks, now don't get me wrong, people. I'm not going to sit here, and be hypocritical and act like I've never called a QB garbage. I definitely have called my share of QBs garbage, but I'm letting you know that's just me being emotional at the moment in time when I'm watching them play, because I'm used to seeing QBs execute at a high level. And when they're not executing at a high level, it's an irritation to me, because I know it can be done. Virtually impossible for some people, but it definitely can be done. But that being said, QBs have the toughest job in the NFL. That's why they pay them the big bucks. As an old adage, Eric, Demetrius, Don, all you brothers that's out here, there's an old adage that they say where they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yes, the QB gets all the glory when the team is shining, but he also gets all the blame and takes all the responsibility, the accountability when the team struggles.
Just like when the Patriots were dominating, the haters came out in full force. The more opposing fans that hop in here, the better we are. Yeah, everybody's hating on Caleb Williams, bro. I mean, people are just hating on him already.
Well, if I'm totally honest, bro, Kof, Eric, I think more so than anything, people are afraid. I think they're afraid because they see this coming, bro. They see this kid. If you go back to his college,
and the national media is already talking about him. They're saying like he's the 23rd best quarterback. Some say as high as 19. That's crazy.
I think that's utterly ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
You can't give a guy that kind of rating that's never stepped on the field, bro. Come on, man. Not until he's played at this level. Now he's not speaking to you. That was an accident. That was a typo on Eric's part. He doesn't speak to you. Tell me hello, Eric. Hello. No, we're not doing that. But yeah. So it's utterly ridiculous to me to give him that type of grade. Nick Wright has went even so far, and I just think something's.
The Bears going into the Super Bowl.
He's got Caleb Williams taking the Bears to the Super Bowl this year and winning a Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
In his rookie year. Nobody's ever done that.
That would be historic, bro. That would be some historic stuff right there.
To the playoffs, absolutely. We've had rookies take their teams to the playoffs. Have a sensational year, absolutely. We've seen that. We saw Big Ben Roethlisberger go. Yeah, Big Ben Roethlisberger went 14-2 in his rookie year as the QB for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Went to the
but he didn't go to the Super Bowl. He didn't win. Who was that? We just saw C.J. Stroud. He went 10-7 last year, took his team to the playoffs and won a playoff game, but he didn't make it to the Super Bowl. He didn't win. That is not something that you do easily in this league. And Nick Wright, I just think, it's too much sugar in his Kool-Aid or something, brother. He drinking too much of the sweetness.
That would be very historic, man. That would be crazy.
But that would be unprecedented. That would immediately put this guy. That immediately would put this guy in the greatest of all time talks, bro. Because it's never been done. It's never been done.
No rookie's ever done that ever.
People try to say Tom Brady did
first year.
Yeah, people try to say Tom Brady did it in his rookie year. No, he didn't. Tom Brady was instrumental in them winning the Super Bowl, but Tom Brady was like third year. No. I think it was his rookie year, but he was on the bench backing up Drew Bledsoe, bro. He was backing him up. That guy came in once Drew Bledsoe got injured. I believe it was in the I want to say it was in the Raiders game when they won.
I think it was like his second or third year because he was drafted in 2000, right? He was drafted in 2000, right? And then like his second year, it was what 2001.
He and Peyton Manning came in together. I remember that much. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, bro.
I know he was drafted in 2000. I definitely know that. So I think it was the second year.
People really do believe that it's just as easy for uber talented kids to come out of college and just walk in here and dominate. That doesn't happen. That is a very unique situation. When that happens, that is an anomaly. The greatest of all time players, didn't come in being the greatest of all time. Those guys had to work to get where they are. Michael Jordan played for 7 years in the NBA before he ever got to a finals and won his first championship. 7 years. For those 7 years, first 6 years, Jordan went through hell to get up that mountaintop. And Jordan was the greatest player the league had ever seen at that time. Nobody had ever played like Michael Jordan in the league at that time. And the closest thing they had to him was Clyde the Glide Drexler. Guys jumping out the gym and dunking on everybody, and before him, Dr. J. But nobody, they had never seen anything like that. But it took him 7 years to get up that mountaintop. People count them, 7. Caleb Williams is not winning the Super Bowl this year. Bears O-line, D-line can't protect, can't get pressure. 7 wins tops. Don, thanks for nothing, bro. Let me tell you one thing that the Bears O-line and D-line did do well, bro. They did well at manhandling your team. I tell you that, bro. Now, you go look at those 2 games last year, Don. It'll give you cause for pause, brother. Your defensive front couldn't do anything against our offense, bro. And matter of fact, you got away scot-free in the first game because our defensive line, our defense was picking off Jared Goff, a guy who does not throw interceptions. They were picking him off, and then Matt Eberflus, who is no longer my head coach, he got scared because we were up and winning is something he wasn't used to. So he changed up the defense with 4 minutes to go. Why? I don't know. We're dominating that game. Justin Fields and that offense was dominating that game. So he gave away the game with less than 4 minutes to play. But then in the second game, he figured it out, bro. He figured it out. And guess what? We figured it out. And you guys scored 13 points.
What's up, Theo?
What's going on, nephew? Bear down, baby. Bear down. Optimus, what's good, brother? What's good? I know we kind of early for you brothers, man. Y'all probably just waking up out here.
I'm seeing y'all. But, yeah, I mean, I think that the pressure is really on Matt Eberflus this season because he better not screw this up.
Look at what Don's saying, bro.
We know you beat Detroit. That's your Super Bowl.
That's your Super Bowl. That's why you're happy beating Detroit because it's because we are a Super Bowl team. No, you're dreaming of Super Bowls, Don. Don, you've never been to a Super Bowl. That in the franchise's existence, they don't know what a Super Bowl looks like. unless they bought tickets.
This is your first time winning the NFC North in like what 30 plus years, bro.
75.
I wasn't even born yet, bro.
You're right. I don't think I was born with that. No, just joking.
Yeah, he wasn't even born then. Chuck wasn't even born then.
You're right.
He was a baby.
But now, don't flatter yourself, bro. You just better pray your team isn't a fluke or one hit wonder, 1 year wonder like the Minnesota Vikings were. You know, because remember Minnesota did the same thing 2 years ago that you did last year, bro. You know, Now personally, I believe the Lions are here to stay, but don't flatter yourself, bro. You are not the creme de la creme of anything right now, bro. So relax. Be glad that you joined the fray of the upper echelon final. Welcome.
Right, and y'all just signed Jared Goff to that 4-year deal. So I mean, thank you, because we're going to be intercepting more passes from him for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Oh my God, I wish you could go find that Twitter video, man, where they show the Chicago Bears Nation. I think it's under Chicago Bears Nation, where they show once Jared Goff got signed to that $212 million contract. They showed a video. I think it was Jalen Johnson picking him off, running to the end zone, saying, "Congratulations to the Detroit Lions for re-upping Jared Goff, $212 million." And then they showed his numbers. He was like 37 for 79 or something.
I'm trying to look for it. I don't think I find it.
Yeah, he had 3 TDs and 5 interceptions. Jared Goff doesn't throw interceptions, people. So the fact that we picked him off 5 times tells you all you need to know, bro. That tells you all you need to know about the quality of this defense. That guy is accurate. He does not throw interceptions, but against this defense, he was throwing interceptions. And it wasn't even.
And plus, he sucks against when you pressure him. Oh man, he just sucks under pressure.
I love this too. Look at what Don says. Detroit has more playoff wins than the Bears in the last decade. Laughing out loud. Goff, 5 playoff wins. Bears, 5 playoff wins since 1990. Don, you know that's cute. You know what's always cute about that, coach? They always want to only go to their box of success to talk about stuff. Like the Bears is one of the most storied franchises in NFL history.
Like we got one of the most wins. We got the second most wins in NFL history.
15 in one season, and unlike the Patriots, people, we won the Super Bowl.
And then we have the most Hall of Famers. So be quiet, Don Burr.
Yeah, bro. Don't have a cow, man.
We got the second most wins in NFL history. Second most wins in NFL history. We got the second most NFL championships in NFL history. We have the most Hall of Famers in NFL history.
Look at what Eric said here. Look at what Eric said here. Put that on the screen for me so Don can read it and we. No. Go above that to the previous one from Eric. From Eric. Go one more up. He said, "You can't use Goff's numbers before he was in Detroit." Hello.
Yeah. Let's forget y'all were 0-16 in 2008. Y'all were what? That's right. Y'all were 0-16. Remember in 2008? Y'all were 0-16.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember that?
You remember? Hey Don, do you remember this a couple of years ago? Your guy Dan Campbell, you know, at the in the Hard Knock videos, telling the Detroit Lions players, "Don't look at that scoreboard. Do not pay attention to that scoreboard. You keep playing." Yeah, bro. Yeah, this is not a Remember the Titans episode, bro, that you got going on. Calm down.
Somebody said that was pre-beard. Flus is the new man. Okay. Goff.
Yeah, Eric, he's not our coach, bro.
Goff is a constant 4K passer. Eberflush 2-8
with no Super Bowl wins. Put that part in, bro.
Imagine going 0-16. Couldn't be us. Bear it down. I know, dude. Right. Y'all had Megatron that season too, man. Like y'all went 0-16. They had a pretty solid team. Believe it or not, 0-16, that 0-16 team. They were a pretty solid team.
What was the coach name? He became our
defensive
line coach.
Was it what's his name? Rod Marinelli?
Rod Marinelli. Yeah, it was
Rod Marinelli.
Yeah, it was Rod. Yeah. Hey, I'm with you, Eric. I'm with you, Eric. I like Dan Campbell too, but I don't have a problem with him. He is solid. He is a brilliant coach. I think he's done more with the little that Detroit had to offer than the law allowed. But, you got to calm Detroit fans down. I'm not trying to rag on, Dan Campbell. Shout out to him, bro. I respect Dan Campbell, but come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all ain't did nothing, bro. Y'all ain't did that. You went to a playoff. You had a couple of wins. You were close to going to the Super Bowl for the first time in the existence of the organization. That's great. Rest your laurels there, though. Don't think you all that, bro. Hey, just know this, Don. Y'all struggled against us, and those struggles are going to continue because we ain't changed or lost nothing over here, my brother.
I'll take that trade for sure. And our whole existence, we never went defeated the whole entire season. You and the Cleveland Browns are the worst.
I learned this from a ultimate Bears hater not too long ago. What's up, Terrence? I'm pretty sure you out here looking at something. That the Bears, the worst season the Bears ever had was in 1969. The team went 1-13. So 1-13. So I didn't know that. I'm not used to that level of demise with my organization and my team. So
I'm not used to that too.
So hey, players make mistakes too. Forgive me, I didn't know that.
And we almost had what's his name? The quarterback he used to play for Pittsburgh. In 1969, it was a coin flip. He almost got what's his name?
Bradshaw?
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw? Okay.
Yeah. We almost got him, but we lost him based on a mistake. Based off of a coin flip.
Wow. And who we end up with? Bob Avellini or something?
Bob Avellini. Yeah.
Sucked. But anywho.
But anyway, guys, do you have any final thoughts before we end this show?
Hey, Bears fans, get your popcorn ready. Keep your head up. Lean to the side, coach, so I can show them who this guy is. That guy right there, he is the future of this franchise. He is the right now of this franchise. He is going to get it. He's going to be great, people. He's going to be great. All right, coach, don't break your neck, bro. Come on back,
bro. Bear Claw, guys. Bear Claw. I mean, you just already alluded to it. I mean, that kid is the future, man. Quick note. Did you see that interview he had with Tom Brady? He was sitting next to Tom Brady.
I saw portions of it. I didn't see the entire.
Yeah, I saw portions of it, but yeah, he was sitting next to Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was just talking about, like, if you want to be the greatest in this league, it's all about your preparation. You have to treat every game like it's a Super Bowl. The preseason, you got to treat it like it's a Super Bowl. Regular season, you got to treat it like it's a Super Bowl. Like everything, training camp, preseason, you got to treat it like it's a Super Bowl. Preparing, like it's your last game. Preparing like it's the biggest game of your life. And man, just seeing Caleb Williams just soaking it all in. As a rookie, I mean,
yeah.
I just hope. I
love his excitement, bro. His excitement is ridiculous. I love it.
I just pray to God that he is the franchise quarterback, because I don't want to keep going through, us just recycling quarterback over and over again. I want us to have stability. Yeah. And if Caleb Williams is the man for this team, man, I'm all for it, man. I just as a Bears fan, us going through multiple years of freaking Jim Miller, Cade McNown, freaking Rex Grossman, Kyle Lorton, Jay Cutler, Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields. I don't want to go through that. I want us to have stability. I want Caleb Williams to be the greatest quarterback that we've ever had. And I want him to play 20 years. I want him to win multiple championships with this team. And if he is the man for this team, I mean, we will have him with open arms, man. And I mean, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for this season to start.
Let me say this is my last hot take. If Caleb Williams becomes great and wins a Super Bowl here in Chicago, he's going to end up being the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Right there, bro. Right there. I said it. I'm standing on it. I said it, bro.
That's all we got, guys. All right, bear down, guys. Oh my gosh. Peace out.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood. We'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry y'all y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a